Cancel culture. Even if you're not too active online, you likely know that influential figures, namely Harvey Weinstein and Michael Jackson, were cancelled for sexual assault. More recently, content creators such as Dream and Ava Chris Tyson have been abandoned by their followers for similar offenses. But how exactly did cancel culture come to be? And what are their goals? High-profile individuals were successfully shunned in part because of organizations such as Me Too, a social movement that campaigns against sexual abuse and rape culture. Their success lies in utilizing the power of the collective, which can quickly gather on social media, to mount social pressure against offenders. Me Too, alongside other amazing movements like Black Lives Matter, has allowed people to hold powerful figures accountable for being unnecessarily offensive, reckless, and inconsiderate. It enables us to keep them in their place and ensures that everyone in society upholds moral standards. The efficacy of these movements has resulted in the spread of cancel culture as we know it. Me Too and Black Lives Matter inspired people, and they replicated their methods of protest whenever controversy sparked within a community. Consequently, more people were convinced that absolute free speech was problematic because it fostered an environment where people weren't mindful of their words and actions. Others believed a free environment nurtured a climate where insults were thrown to express dissent when maintaining respect or refraining from speaking was a better alternative. However, cancel culture has deviated from its original goals. The movement's success in punishing prominent figures has caused people to overuse its power. Many people had a general misunderstanding of its fundamental purpose and started canceling regular middle and working class people. In 2020, when cancel culture began gaining popularity, 46% of Americans believed their ability to express their opinions was compromised. Similarly, 58% of Americans in 2022 believe that American democracy is currently threatened because people are afraid to voice their opinions. In the status quo, all it takes is one viral video of someone for them to lose their job, social life, and livelihood. Take the case of Rafaela Spone, a 50-year-old mother from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, with a population of just 8,300 people. She was accused of creating a deep-fake video of then 16-year-old cheerleader Maddie Heim vaping and drinking. After the local police falsely convicted her of creating the AI-altered video, the news rapidly spread over social media, and Spone was quickly antagonized. She received death threats online and has lost many close friends and family who don't want to associate themselves with her. This concerning trend has also spread to college campuses. In December 2022, Alan Dettlaff, the former dean at the University of Houston, was removed following his support for the abolition of the police force and prisons. Similarly, Kathleen Stock, a philosophy professor at Oxford, resigned following intense social pressure over her differing feminist views about gender. Irrespective of whether you agree or disagree with these individuals, it is important to allow them to have a platform to express their opinions. By deplatforming them, we aren't finding a common ground or understanding the nuances of their arguments. Rather, we are isolating each other in our respective echo chambers, becoming more oblivious to potential flaws in our arguments, and creating a more polarized academic and political environment. I think people must understand what it feels like to be on the receiving end of cancel culture. If they do, they're more likely to realize its shortcomings. Let's say you love Oreos. You would do unspeakable things or even die to get them. Understandably, you talk about Oreos all the time. You'd passionately explain to others why it is the superior cookie. Now, what if you live in a neighborhood where many people love Biscoff crackers just as much as you love Oreos? You hold an unpopular opinion that seems blasphemous to their ears. Upon learning about your love for Oreos, your neighbors ridicule and shun you. You get fired from your job because your employer has a zero-tolerance policy for anything other than Biscoff cookies. Your reputation has been permanently stained, and your social life non-existent because the Biscoff lovers want to impose their doctrines on everyone else. As an Oreo enjoyer, you think this is a clear violation of your right to hold a different opinion. Similarly, One should not silence a professor, student, or community member for disagreeing with their views on gender, the police, the law, or anything else. Otherwise, we are imposing our views on others by punishing those who disagree, even though we have no right to do so. Given this is such a severe issue, is there anything we can do to tackle it? Here's my hot take. Cancel culture cannot be cured. Or at least it'll be incredibly hard and largely unsuccessful if we were to try and change people's minds. I believe the satisfaction that it yields has blinded cancelers from recognizing the destruction that follows their actions. Paired with the increasingly polarized political climate around the world, if I were to present an argument on gender, I'd either be labeled as a radical, misogynist conservative or a brainwashed liberal. Nonetheless, measures can be taken to prevent future generations from adopting it. We can establish healthy habits by educating children from their first endeavors on social media. This can be achieved by mandating revised media literacy curricula that teach students how to respectfully approach offensive and controversial viewpoints. Studies in March 2023 and January 2024 have shown that media literacy classes in Beijing, China, as well as, quote, the US, Australia, Canada, the Netherlands, and Tanzania, have already reflected positive results by guiding students through activities to educate them on online political discourse. Suppose we can continue to adapt and improve school curricula to the ever-changing online sphere. In that case, there's a good chance that future generations won't fall for the temptations of partaking in cancel culture. Although I recognize the merits of cancel culture, the harms it has brought forth overshadow its benefits. For now, the best we can do is to try and suppress its spread by adequately educating future generations on how to engage in online discourse.